Baby Driver is written and directed by Edgar Wright, and this movie tells the story of a young man named Baby who is portrayed by Ansel Elgort. And after being coerced into working as a getaway driver for a crime boss, Baby finds himself taking part in a heist that might get people that he cares about killed. If you watch my review for the Cornetto trilogy, you will know that I am a big fan of Edgar Wright. I love his work, and you will also know that this is one of my most anticipated films of the year. And again, all of that is due because Edgar Wright is an absolute genius. And he continues to prove that with this film. But when I was leaving this movie, the thing that I kept thinking about is how freaking talented Edgar Wright is. And how dedicated he is to the craft of filmmaking. There's so much care put into this movie. You can see the man hours that were spent on making this movie the best possible film that it could be. And one of my favorite things that Edgar Wright did with this film is how he incorporates music into these heists. I really don't think I've seen anything like it. Seeing a movie that is so in sync with music, with every single action in the film, cut together in a way that pairs so nicely with this soundtrack, which is excellent, by the way. This movie is slick, it's stylish, it's sexy, it has so much cool seeping from the screen. And I don't mean cool like in a way that like, yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean like, no, this movie is freaking cool. But what Edgar Wright does so well in this film is he very carefully walks that line of style over substance. And with a lesser talented filmmaker, that's exactly what this movie would be. It'd be a lot of noise. Yeah, you can have all your cool music, but if you don't have a good story with good characters, then you're not going to care about any of that crap. Thankfully, this movie's the exact opposite of style over substance. Everything that is of substance in this movie is so excellent. And a lot of that is attributed to the performances in this movie. Jamie Foxx, in my opinion, steals almost every single scene he is in. He is so perfectly casted as this character. And Kevin Spacey is also in this film, and he plays the character that you think Kevin Spacey would play in a movie about crime. But that's not really a bad thing. That's just great casting. I thought Ansel Elgort as Baby was probably one of the weaker parts in this movie. He's not bad by any means, it's just that everyone else around him is so good, and that when he just kind of shows up and does his job adequately, it just leaves me a little bit underwhelmed. But he and Lily James, who's the love interest in this film, have very good chemistry, which is one of the saving graces about his character. I really believe that if Lily James's character Deborah was not in this movie, then I probably wouldn't like Baby near as much. And not only do you have great writing and directing from Edgar Wright, great soundtrack, and a great cast, but you have some truly immaculate car chases in this film. There's some stunt work that is in play here, and it is so beautiful to watch on screen. And again, the way that it ties into the music, it's just so awesome. And this movie just brings me just this feeling of glee when I was watching it. I felt like a little kid just watching this film, just smiling the entire time. And Edgar Wright, as per usual, makes some other film references in this movie. I'm speculating, but I think I picked up on a Taxi Driver reference towards the end of the film. I could be way off, but that's at least what I interpreted it as. And I know this isn't a classic film, but just keep this in mind. Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc. Unfortunately, Baby Driver isn't a perfect film. There are some lulls in the middle. And when I was watching it, I wasn't necessarily bored. It's just the fact that this movie starts with such an adrenaline shot to the chest. It just immediately starts to where it slows down that drastically, it just feels a little bit slower. Also, there were some car sequences in this film that I feel like were cut a little bit too short. I would have liked to have seen them go on just a tad bit longer, especially one towards the end of the film where Baby gets a hold of a really nice car. I really feel like they underutilized that car quite a bit, and it just kind of left me disappointed. But even with those problems, I freaking loved this movie. Edgar Wright once again writes and directs a really smart, stylish, cool, slick movie with Baby Driver. It has a great soundtrack and a great cast and great stunt work from the drivers involved with this film. And even though this movie slows a little bit towards the middle, I really thoroughly enjoyed this film, and I strongly recommend that you go seek out this movie. And if you did get a chance to go see Baby Driver, please check out his other films like Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Hot Fuzz, and At the World's End. But on the off chance that you have seen those was filmed, go check out my review of the Cornetto trilogy. I did it with Dan Merle from Screen Junkies. It's a lot of fun, and I loved making that video. So please go check out that video and give it a thumbs up. So did you guys see Baby Driver? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you liked today's video. And if you did, click on the link down below and subscribe to my channel for more reviews and related things. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.